microphone.
Yes, it's just an opportunity for the parents to see how we interact with the kids, to see how the rest of the congregation interacts with them. They don't necessarily see that on a Loving Hands evening because that's our Loving Hands group and that's why we're there. But it just gives us all, as parents, as volunteers, as congregation members, to see how everything all flows together and how really cool it is to be a part of something like that. So it really is just a big celebration. We have had a guest speaker come in the last couple of years who is a comedian who just, through his comedy, encourages and tells his story of how he and his wife have adopted several children with special needs and how it has changed their lives. And it's not, I can tell you, it's not easy. It's not, every day is not a walk in the park. There are some challenges. But when we partner up with these parents that we can really relate to and build this relationship with, then that's the next step into, introducing them to who Jesus is and who he can be in their lives if they're not at that point, or if they've not had that opportunity to attend a worship service because of the circumstances that they find themselves in with their special needs kids. So it just opens a huge door.
Now, every other Sunday of the year, I'm going to say 5 words to you. Tell me what this is. Loving Angels on Sunday mornings.
Loving Angels is a group of people that we have how to say this? We have a group of people that are ready to serve on a Sunday morning if someone comes to our service with any kind of a special need. Sometimes we don't know who's coming on a Sunday morning, either it's the first service or second service, or now we're in Hermitage. Sometimes we don't know that they're coming in advance. And so we have a group of volunteers that are ready, that if someone comes and they need some assistance, they need someone to sit with them, they need someone to walk with them. They want, our guests maybe be any age, but they want to go over to Kids on the Move, and they enjoy kids music, the Kids on the Move music. They enjoy the lessons. Sometimes they learn differently. They learn on different levels. And so we have someone that will volunteer to just do whatever they need to do for this special needs guest so their parents can sit in a service and get ministered to themselves. So that is an awesome ministry also.
Let me ask you this question, because people need to know. We're learning, right? So in a respectful way, how would you answer this?
Oh, dear.
No, I'm not going to crush you. When you say special needs children or adults, what does that mean? What does it range from? For example, your son, no crying, special needs.
Yes.
But okay, so when you talk about this, you got to remember there's a lot of folks on here that are watching tonight and they're loving it. But what does that mean? What are these children suffering from or having to deal with? Maybe is a better way to say it.
Okay, well, there's all kinds of special needs, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's intellectual or anything like that. If they have some sort of something that they're just in a wheelchair. For instance, if someone has spina bifida, they are physically, it's an obvious special need, but then there's also hidden special needs. There's emotional, there's behavioral, there's, of course, intellectual. And so all of those things, it just covers the whole range of pretty much anything that could happen. We have a lot of children that come who are autistic. We have some. I just talked to a mom today who wants to bring their child, and they have part of their diagnosis is PTSD. And then we have some that come that it's just physical. They have some sort of thing that is keeping them from being able to walk or do some of the physical things that typical children do or typical adults can do. So it just runs the gamut. And, not one is more or less important than the other. It's a need. and it's a special need. And therefore, we do the best of our ability to try to meet that need of that individual family, that individual guest that comes to see us on a Friday night.
What does it mean, or what testimonies have you heard over the last 11 years from families? Because there may be other churches out there watching this program tonight, or they'll be watching it later. Even on Integrity Television, this show is ran live, and then it's also rebroadcast at other times. So we may get messages in that want information. What are some of the testimonies you've heard from parents that puts a smile on your face?
Okay, well, now I might cry. The first thing that they say to me is, I can't believe that you're going to take my child. First of all, it's just, now keep in mind that some of these parents have gone through several different avenues to get some help, to get some respite, to get some relief. And then they finally get to us, or they've been recommended to us from some way or some
I think your phone is dancing.
My phone keeps spinning. Yes, it's doing the jig. So we have to understand where they're coming from to really appreciate the stories that you're going to get. But the biggest thing is that they call and they talk to me and they say, but he kicks and he spits, and we've had some kids around who have a little bit of a temper or behavior problem. And as long as we can handle it, we're not going to turn anyone away. And when you say that to a mom, you just have no idea the impact.
I'll help you out there with a little sound effect.
Thank you. Thank you. You just don't have any idea the impact that one small gesture has on a family or a parent, or even the guest himself.
Let me keep you away from crying. So
okay, that's a good idea.
Have you reaped spiritual harvest from this?
We have reaped spiritual harvest from that. We have several families that are coming to the church on a regular basis. And, when we started Loving Hands, it had nothing to do with growing the church. In fact, anyone will tell you, don't start any kind of a ministry if it's about growing your church, because that's not the goal. The goal for us was to serve families, to build relationships, to provide an environment for them where they could trust us. They'd know that that's our heart. It's a part of our DNA. So if they so chose to come back and go to a service, then they know that they're going to be loved, accepted. I have to tell you a really quick story. There was one little girl that she was sitting in church with her mom, and I don't know why she was in church that day, because usually she goes to the kids service, but she was sitting in there, and she all of a sudden decided she was going to through the middle of the aisle.
Hold on. No, say it again. Your alarm hit.
So she walked down through the middle aisle, and she made the corner, and Pastor Kent stepped up to the edge of the stage, and he put out his hand, and they gave each other a high five, and she just kept on rolling, and no one even missed a spell. So those kinds of opportunities for us to just allow families to understand that they have a place here. It's, we have our own son who, I know Pastor Greg could tell you stories. He takes off he's had times where he's taken off his shoes, put his foot, both of his feet, cross his feet, put him on the back of the pew in front of him. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you just have to realize, is that really that important? Is that something to be offended over? Is that worth harming or offending a family and a life? And the answer, of course, is absolutely not. Because once that happens, then it's really hard for that person, that family, even the siblings of that family, to return to that environment where they've been wounded or hurt.
All right, last thing. We got a minute and 27 seconds. Night to Shine unfolded and turned into a monster in a good way.
It did. This will be our 6th year of Night to Shine. Tim Tebow's heart was to start a prom for kids and adults 14 and up who have special needs, because he wanted, and it's always around Valentine's Day, and he wanted people to not only celebrate our love for them, but God's love for them. And so Valentine's Day, this coming year 2022, I believe it's on February 11th, and Night to Shine is a huge prom that we hold here in Greenville. We have the best time. We have about between 200 and 250 guests that usually come. We have over 600 people on site that are helping in every area between catering and, we sign buddies to escort and dress up and dance, and we've got DJs and we've got lights flashing and we've got all kinds of food, and it's just an absolute celebration. We have people that come from 3 hours away to get here, and we just absolutely
the oldest participant.
Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal was dreamy, Dobie. Once a gal to call his own. Is she blonde? Is she tall? Is she dark?